Oh yeah. All right. I don't know what's up with the internet. It's could be a bit shit again, but it is what it is. And I guess we're live right now. Usually a bit of a lag before that happens, but we are on our pushing routine. Still on the same one we have been on for the past 2-3 times, which means benching with the camber bar, and let's actually get this a bit higher. It kind of troubles me that it's a bit low. Benching with the camber bar, then overhead pressing, and then dips. We'll basically keep doing that for as long as it bears fruit. And that's about it. So, let's get in here. Oh, yeah, I was supposed to put on the Instagram, but for a change, seems like that one is not working. So I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm also gonna turn off the Wi-Fi on my phone in case it helps stabilize some of this stream. But we're gonna get in here. Oh. Seems like this bench is not where it needs to be. So we get it in place. There. Oh. Oof. It's always the first set of getting into this benching position. Always feels like a bit of a stretch. What's up, Decept King? Saying you have the same microphone sound absorption. Sorry, I had a bit of a situation there. Someone coming in through. Decept King asking, how many days a week do you lift? So right now, the average is probably 3. But that's simply due to how I'm feeling, you know, whether there's something going on the health front or whether I'm just, well, it's pretty much that. And also on quite a few days I need to be back home with our kid, so that means I'm doing work stuff on the laptop, but obviously I don't have access to this. Usually if I'm feeling good, then I'll just do body weight stuff like a ton of push-ups and air squats and stuff like that. But right now it's about 3 on average, which is all right. Right now I'm literally not training legs almost at all, other than running and the occasional air squats, which sucks, but right now I don't seem to be able to recover enough to put that in, but I'm hoping as I kind of can stabilize the situation for my upper body in terms of recovery, then I can actually do stuff. And it's pretty tough because the leg stuff tends to be the most taxing stuff. If you do Romanian deadlifts and squats, both are pretty demanding. So yeah, it's tough, but I'll probably try and integrate some kind of a different methodology after I'm done with this approach. Ideally, I'd probably want to be lifting. Well, it depends. If I'm doing full body every day, then it would be 3 days a week. And if I was doing, well, I guess right now I would be doing 3 days a week anyway if I was doing one body area sort of per day. But I can't do even that. So right now I'm doing basically pushing and pulling as often as I can. So it kind of averages out to 3 right now. But it sucks because I actually really like training the lower body, and it's obviously good for you in a number of ways. So the bar is moving pretty nicely now. This is usually at the point where you don't want to get carried away. So I will just keep on doing my increases in weight, sort of as gradually as possible. It's usually in the warm up, you know, the second set, the bar feels super light, so then you feel good to go, but then the jump to the next weight is going to be too big, so that sucks. I prefer to increase the weight, but now, you know, if it feels good, I'll do less reps. So far I've done 5 because that's what I'm going to do today in terms of the reps. So Decept King says, doctor wants me walking a great deal, so I try to do barbells 3 times a week and walking the other days. Yeah, I mean that's plenty. If you can work out 3 days a week and you're doing barbell movements, that's really good. There's like they are so, you get so much bang for your buck, and also they are so demanding for you because even beyond the muscles aren't really the issue, certainly in my case, but overall I'd say not as much, but the nervous system recovery is. But yeah, it's good for you because it helps, you know, preserve it. Well, what's a good way of putting this? It affects your long-term health tremendously. The cognitive side, obviously the nervous system side, but basically the stronger you are, the better it is going to be for your brain and nervous system health in the long term. So you'll probably live longer and healthier unless something else gets you. But that's really good if you're, doing barbell stuff three times a week. Fantastic. And yeah, walking is really good as well. Kind of covers your, I'd say, I would sort of do brisk walks. Try and get your heart rate up to zone 2 if possible. That's kind of a maintenance level type of a thing for your heart and cardiovascular system. Seb King, I have essentially the same medical issue as you, so all right. Well, then you know what it's like. Yeah, I really struggle to make the equation work right now in terms of doing my cardiovascular exercise needs and lifting. It seems pretty much like an impossible equation, but I think I'll just have to essentially drop the amount of stuff that I'm doing. I just don't seem to be able to recover otherwise. I don't love that as a truth, but it is. But yeah, I mean some high intensity cardio stuff definitely need to be adding that in. I'm gonna probably have to readjust this a bit further down on my wrist to get this wrap in. But yeah, I mean that's one of the things that's super important to get the high intensity cardio stuff in as well. But yeah, it's certainly challenging to make everything fit in there. So actually, let's see if we don't need the strap yet for this set. I was feeling a bit off on the left wrist, but let's see. Ooh. Wrist placement has been off over the last 2 sets, so that's something I need to definitely sort out. That's not common in any way. Usually my hand placement is pretty much bang on. The Seb King says, I take a decent amount of magnesium glycinate, helps tremendously with muscle recovery. Yeah. I have no issues with muscle recovery. It's pretty much perfectly reasonable, perfectly in line with what I'd consider to be normal, certainly once you've adjusted to working your muscles again. But it's the nervous system. Like I'm just I get really run down really easy. Like I just don't have the energy. So it's very, very common for me for the muscles to be perfectly good to go, no soreness, no nothing. But then I get into working out and I just don't have the energy. Like my lifts go down, even though my muscles are ready to go, my nervous system is not. This is super common for me, so I'm just brutally listening to that, and this is why it's close to, I don't want to say impossible because that's not a good way of thinking about it. It is extremely challenging for me to take any workout routine and stick to it. But right now I do stick to it, but the difference is that I just don't really pay attention to the breaks of how long I've been away from something. So I'll always try to, I take my time recovering, however long that is, and I still try and push myself beyond what we did last time. So those are kind of my rules right now. But yeah, I mean, this is still like a mystery why that is, because there isn't a whole lot I can do to improve my recovery. I mean, there's always stuff you can do better, but there's a lot of stuff I'm already doing, so yeah. What's up, BC Trades? Asking, ever done BPC 157? No, I have not. I know of this mainly due to more plates, more dates, and Joe Rogan, etc. But never tried it. Never tried it. So yeah, I mean, there's certainly a lot of stuff that I'm sure would help, but I'm already doing quite a big cocktail of medicine and vitamins and stuff like that. So no, what do you call them? Anabolic substances. Never done those and never will. But BC Trade says, nice setup. Thanks. Yeah, it's good. We don't actually see absolutely everything here. We do have this pulley system here as well, and we have some barbells here, but this is pretty much it. It's like a simple garage gym, basement gym setup. Yeah, I know it's a peptide. I'm just saying I was not related to BPC 157, but just saying that I have not done anabolic steroids to help with my recovery. Yeah, it's weird with the peptides, how they are controlled in certain places in the world. And I don't exactly understand why, but yeah. Yeah, by the way, sorry to hear that you also have medical issues, Disep King. That I know that sucks. It's not great. So sorry to hear that. But there's only so much we can do. Just do our best with the cards we have. Cool. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the situation is with peptides in Finland, where I'm based. I have literally no idea what they are classified as. But I'm not sure, does that help with like nervous system recovery? Or is it more like muscle recovery stuff? Because if I could train as often as my muscles recovered, I'd be here, very much more often than we are now. But yeah. Hopefully you know more about it than I do, and you can tell me. BC Trade says, crazy now you can go to clinic pretty much anywhere in the US and get peptides. Oh, nice. That's interesting. I don't know like how they're even classified here in the Nordics. I feel like I need to work a bit more of these muscles. I feel a bit tightness there again in the left shoulder. No surprises there. So I'm trying to loosen up all this chain to kind of not just work the part itself, but the whole chain, so I can get a bit more mobility in there. So it seems like the pec itself is perfectly good to go. Ooh, yeah, my traps are pretty much permanently fucked. That's not ideal. And my biceps are permanently sore, or achy, I should say. But I genuinely, if I want to carry our toddler, I need to stay as strong as possible, because that's hard work, legit. Especially when we go on our walks. He every few hundred meters, well maybe 100 meters, wants me to pick him up and carry, and he's like 14 kilos or something like that. Probably more with clothes. So that's not exactly super light. All right. Again, still building up to our working weight. So good stuff. Also, I seem to notice that we don't have as many bots from Trovo as usual, which is fantastic. Kind of depressing to see all the automated bots rambling about. Okay. So I think we have arrived at our working weight here. So last time 75 kg. So we did 5 reps, 2 sets. And last time it felt all right. So we are gonna do 77 kg. My only concern is that left shoulder. It's a bit how should I put this? There's that bit of tightness that keeps it questionable. There we go. Okay. BC Trade says, for me personally, closer grip on flat bench helps alleviate some of the pain. Yeah, so this isn't exactly, I wouldn't call this like pain. This is more like I've got something going on in the chains of my like shoulder and the back of my, basically the rear delt. Just tightness. So when I'm in the position, there's nothing hurting, but I sort of feel some of the muscles and the joints sort of, what's the word? Sort of clicking a bit into place because they don't have the range of motion to express that movement freely. So I feel a bit of that. It's usually completely gone by the time I'm doing my working sets, but you know, it's tightness pretty much. No other pain there. But yeah, I also love close grip benching, which I, by the way, haven't done in quite a long while. But I'm definitely, I wouldn't say stronger that way, but there was a time when close grip benching felt stronger to me. It kind of feels a bit more natural, but definitely wider grip, especially on the camber bar, does definitely grow grow muscle and strength. So, because there was a moment when there was a time many years ago when I was when I tried close grip only to see what would happen, and I definitely lost strength, and I would also say pec, you know, size, muscle. It's just not such a, it's not as good of a stretch position, not as big of a movement. So yeah, it's definitely something I do keep in the agenda. Usually I did, like my old bench pressing session would be bench press, like wide grip, and then I would do close grip as like a supplementary thing after that. And that's actually a really, really good pairing. And really try and just, you know, focus on the triceps more. That was actually something I probably want to do a bit more again. So yeah, I don't actually know if that works. Yeah, I would probably, it doesn't work with this bar, so I'd probably do it with a different bar. I also have a multi-grip bar over there, which is probably the best for that. For me, we'll get the multi-grip out once we do our overhead stuff. But yeah, all right, so 20, 20, 20, that's 60, 70, then we have the locks, 75 and 70, 1, 2, so 77 kg. I don't know, I have no idea what this is gonna feel like. I'm hoping it's not too much or too little, but exactly what we need. So, but there's really only one way to find that out. I really gotta try and lock my back in as well as possible. And ooh, that's a very tight. So almost a, that's not quite perfect placement. Okay, so Siri wants, what the fuck? Siri, I don't know. No. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this wrist wrap was not exactly where I wanted it to be. Okay, let's center the bar. Oh. That's about right. Make sure our bench is in place. And I'm really gonna lock in that shoulder so I don't get any of those issues. Okay, so perfectly fine, other than almost passing out. I'm very dizzy right now. Things are a bit gray. So again, this is due to whatever the blood flow issue is that I have in my, presumably my neck, shoulder, head area. But yeah. Yeah, otherwise that felt actually really good. Decept King says, good to roll, man. See you later. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out. Okay, so the Trovo bots are finally tuning in. So, in terms of the weight here, as usual, the limiting factor seems to be me passing out, which is not ideal. I'm gonna go in and add a kilo. Because I feel like we can. It's not the strength aspect right now limiting us, but just me staying conscious. So 78 kg. We're aiming for that 5 reps. So this would be a pretty decent progression for today for this. And then we can hopefully next time finally load 80 kg on the bar. And once I can bang a good amount of reps on that, I'll be relatively happy with Trovo for the follow. Happy to have you with us. All right. Let's get wrapped up. Center of the bar. good. Okay. Let's snap this watch back into its place. Cool. That's very good. Very happy with that, all things considered. Let's get ourselves unracked over here. This barbell out of here. We'll get this multi-grip over here. Might as well bang out kind of a getting used to the movement set, or a few reps rather. All right. Multi-grip overhead press. So, last time we did a measly 35 kg, for very close, very challenging. I think we'll I'm gonna put 37 on the bar. Don't know how this is gonna turn out. But I don't feel like any sort of another jump would be interesting. Let's put it that way. Ooh. Almost falling over. Okay, not much more to it. This is going to be very difficult, I would presume. The overhead press just gets progressively harder the more you go into the reps, obviously, as it always is the case with any movement, but with the overhead press I just feel it so much faster, and it's progressively more difficult, horrible. Just the stabilization aspect of it alone makes it challenging, but it is what it is. 125 BPM from doing overhead pressing. Okay, 10 reps. We did it. That's very, very questionable. It's just like, there's no faith there. It's just like, well, I guess there is nothing but faith. Just don't know if I can do this, and I'm just gonna try and push it up. And that'll be that. Also remarkably unstable, even when sitting on the chair. Should be more rooted. Would be a lot easier. I actually feel this in my shoulders, which is super rare because I don't tend to really feel these compound movements in the muscles per se when doing unless I'm doing like lighter loads and a lot more reps, then absolutely, but usually it tends to be like more of a the growth happens through another mechanism rather than that kind of burn, or yeah. But 10 reps, you know, getting in that zone, certainly. And this weight is clearly quite challenging in this stage of the workout. So yeah, getting some shoulder activation, luckily. But man, that is quite brutal. You really have to put every ounce of focus you have into it. Every ounce of intent into it. It's so easy to get caught up in not focusing on the overhead press, and then it's over. You're done. There's no way to get it up there. Cool. Also, the good news is that usually I get this pain in my knuckle already in the benching, which only started just now. So that's also progression. We're making pain gains. Okay, there. That was 9. There was no way the 10th was gonna go up there. But that's good still. What's up, Bowser Big Bean Burrito? So for me, the overhead press really benefits the triceps a lot, like a lot, which is really one that I don't seem to get from anything else. Cool. So we do still have our dips in the program. I'm not sure how that is gonna that is gonna pan out. Talking about panning, let's get this recentered. Yeah, that really did a number on my shoulders. So, but we're gonna be on the laptop here for a second. It's so last time we did a crazy thing, which is we did a 5 kg jump in our added dip weight, which is pretty bonkers. Which kind of shows that it's a complex variable in terms of, like, sometimes more weight feels a lot better than less weight to do. You really only begin to feel certain movements once you begin to add some weight in there. So just something to think about. Obviously, this is not how it usually goes, or most of the time, but yeah. So, what I think I'm gonna do is I want to try 15 kg now, regardless of how many reps we can do, just to kind of get a bearing on where we stand in terms of added weight. It's fine if we do 1 rep or 0 or 5. Doesn't matter. This is just to gauge overall ability and capability, since we clearly don't know where we are because last time we did a 5 kg jump, which is massive for the same reps, etc. So but yeah, we'll just see. And I feel, pretty I don't know what I feel and why and how after those overhead presses, which were super, I don't know, I feel pretty taxed from those. So yeah, but I'm sure that's gonna change in a moment. Ugh. Let's actually swing these here between my feet like they're my balls. And never knew that was a piece of wood. Always thought it was a block. $130 BPM. Okay, so we did 9, which it's so interesting how most of the reason to say no while doing that. I was saying, yeah, most of the reasons of saying that you can't keep going is simply like just pain. It's not your muscles saying pretty much anything, it's just your nervous system is saying no. But again, this feels pretty close to where we were last time. I think I might have been able to squeeze the 10th rep if I had a bit of a better posture there or technique. But on those, I'm just trying to go as low as possible. Basically try and make my feet touch less reps than do more reps with a worse technique. So that's what I'm trying to focus on. And then it's so easy to get caught up in the reps when reps can really change if your technique changes. So yeah, if you keep the technique consistent, then you can actually make reasonable conclusions about your progression. Jeez, those are brutal. It's interesting in a way how you don't feel the weight as much. It's super interesting. IC98 asking, do you have a fan group? I don't know what that means. I'm assuming no. I don't have any any fan groups as in be people gathering around this stuff myself. There are social platforms obviously where I am. Feel free to join any of those. This is gonna be tough. I feel myself really pretty drained. We're gonna do another set. We'll just actually, I'm thinking right now. I'm trying to be smart. Okay, so usually, well, sometimes when I'm working out, I feel this kind of drain. Like I feel super not weak, but sort of empty and hollow and a bit maybe shaky, maybe a bit cool. Not like cold, but I'm gonna listen to that and assume that's my nervous system saying stop. So we're gonna ditch the dips here, but I'm happy that we could actually do that. But I'm not gonna load any more compound, difficult, hard exercises on top of one another. But wow, those feel super light now. We are gonna do our arms. So let's get that going. We'll try to wrap those up. So we'll put 14 kg there. Okay. 14 it is. Because they feel pretty pumped. So we'll see at least where we So I do feel this, mainly the elbows. Somebody is drilling in this building somewhere, so never mind that. But okay, I think that was 14 reps, I think. Cool. And we have our last water. Then what are we looking at here? Put a couple of kilos here. Let's see where we land. horrible technique on that last rep, but it is what it is. Cool. I guess we should do our side delts still. Our one set per workout. That's it for today. Really good progression. Really good stuff. I did probably hit the tank a bit more than I wanted to, but decisions need to be made. So that's it for today. Really happy with this one. I wish we had a bit more gas to do absolutely everything we wanted, but I don't want to get greedy. This is already really good, all things considered. So that's it for today. I will try to be streaming tomorrow, but it really does depend on how I'm feeling, nervous system wise. Otherwise, we're going to do a full workout, but that's the plan, and we'll see how it turns out. If you're watching, and you aren't subscribed or following, consider doing so. That helps me, and then I can do more of this. So that's that. Take care of yourself. I will see you next time. Finished.